In this video, I'm going to be identifying the parts of a graph. The first thing you're going to do is identify what type of graph you're working with. You're going to do that by identifying the labels on each axis. The label here says distance, and the label here says time. So this is a distance time graph. Distance time graph. The next thing we're going to do is identify our axes. Our axes are these lines going up and down and across. This line going up and down here, up and down, is known as the y-axis. Up and down is the y-axis. Then going horizontal or across the bottom here is the x-axis. So we have the y-axis going up and down and the x-axis going horizontally. The next thing we're going to do is identify the intervals that are being used. What do I mean by intervals? The intervals show how the numbers are being counted on each axis. So on the y-axis, we started at 0, and then we moved up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. That means we're moving up 1 point. Every time we move up, we're moving an interval of 1. So from here to here, we moved 1 point. From here to here, we moved another 1 point. On the x-axis, we have a similar interval. We're moving from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. That means we're moving in intervals of 1. That is not always the case. Many times on graphs, intervals of 2 or 3 are used. What that means is from the point of origin, which is here where we begin, the point of origin, which is here at 0. From the point of origin, we started at 0, and let's say we used intervals of 2. So instead of 1, we would have 2, then we would have 4, then we would have 6. So from here, from 0, from the point of origin to here, we moved 2 points. From 2 to 4, we moved another 2 points. From 4 to 6, we moved an additional 2 points. So this would be using intervals of 2. Next, we're going to identify what's happening on our distance time graph. We started here at our point of origin. Let's take a look at this red line. So this red line, it's showing us that from 0 to 2 seconds, this person traveled a distance, of 10, let's say 10 miles or 10 meters. So in 2 seconds, they traveled 10 meters. That shows a positive acceleration. Positive. Okay. Now let's take a look at this blue line. So this person started at 0, and they began to run. And in, 4 seconds, they got to 8 meters. So this shows a positive acceleration. Now you see this flat line. What does this flat line mean? This flat line means that this person stopped running. So they got to 8 meters and they got tired. They stopped. So they stopped. This person stopped here. But while they stop, time is still moving. So time is moving, but the distance is not changing. The time is continuing to move. The distance did not change. So when it got to 7 seconds, when we got to 7 seconds, their break was over and they started to run again. So that's going to show a negative acceleration. Okay. So they began to run, positive acceleration, they stop, but time continued to pass, and then they slowed down and decreased their speed. That's it for distance time graphs.